Humans are curious, aren't we? Not just curious in wanting to know things, but also we are an object of curiosity. If another race could observe us, they would surely say,
Yes.
"These humans are furious." They fear the unknown, but create jokes to get
But I can't
closer
help it.
to
I
it.
have to kill you.
What a mess. It's scary.
Buddha is Spider-Man!
Strangers. Yes, there are indeed some creepy pranks that can have unexpected and even undesired outcomes, as we will see now.
Gotcha. I urge you vehemently.
Yes, stop that.
And before we continue, see this as, let's say, a warning that I wanted to try something similar. It may not end well for you or someone close to you. First, why with the stranger? It's not a joke, it's second nature. Because the outcomes aren't what the game promises, but rather bad consequences of poorly thought out actions.
It all started during the break in the morning with a game attempting to summon spirits.
So here we go. The board or sandpaper is one of the most well-known games in this thing we want to communicate with. Spirits. Many have played the game, with most experiencing great disappointment, because nothing happened.
Here you see we are offended.
Some say it really happened.
He doesn't need me. Right, Dad?
I'll understand your
And
point.
what did the spirit answer to the questions they asked? There are also reports of people who, after the game, became possessed. Seek the evil spirit according to Spiritism. The Ouija board is an instrument that can attract lower spirits, obsessors, or instigators, which may cause disturbances, illusions, or even
Love you.
the participant's possessions. Watching. Oh, he ducked. The spiritualist believes the board is a way to summon spirits. That is, a direct and imperative call that does not respect free will and human freedom. Bernice. Disembodied, following the same patterns and rituals, but with slight differences. There's also the compass game, which consists of asking questions to entities with occult powers that respond through the movement of the instrument. From paradise is a circle made on a sheet or cardboard using the compass. It is written the letters from A to Z and the numbers from 1 to 12 in the sky. Words must be written. No. The player will ask the question while holding the compass lightly, so that the entity can roveru for the said reasons. In numbers, forming the answer, there are, however, some rules that must be respected in this game. Before starting, the people involved must take an hour, which should be done again at the end of the game. Besides that, it's strictly necessary, permissive, an entity to enter or leave the game, never provoke or offend it, nor ask if it is good or evil, besides not playing alone. Never ever. Daylight, just like the Ouija. Some say it's just a game where one of the participants ends up influenced
I don't think she likes that part.
unconsciously in the answers. However, there are accounts of people who did not fare well in this type of game and would have been possessed by an entity. She... Olegis.
Oh no! Oh, that is...
We're dealing with the unknown. Some experts say if it's about negative psychological effects resulting from a poorly conducted experiment. But either way, whether a psychic effect or not, it's best to leave this kind aside. Where would you place a gun on
It was
it?
supposed to go that way.
Was it a washing machine? The glass game. It also follows the same rituals as the spirit board and compass. And likewise, it's not advisable to play. That's because its system is exactly the same. Okay. Push the finger to move the object up to the letters. And if there is one, or more people sensitive to this kind of thing,
Seriously, what are
May I
you
keep this?
doing?
the possibility of suffering from some panic,
Hey! Who turned off the light? Hey! Who turned
or
off
even
the light?
some psychological harm, as I mentioned before. Charlie.
Charlie, what's wrong with you?
Away. You might know what game this is, right? No? I'll tell you what it's about, and then you decide if, well, better not to. Even at fairs, I don't need to. The Charlie game is a way to try to communicate with a supposed spirit named Charlie.
Using two crossed pencils.
Used over a sheet of paper with the words yes and no. Participants must ask, Charlie, you're there waiting for the top pencil to move to one of the answers, aren't you?
Subscribe to the channel!
The origin of the game is uncertain, but some believe it's a Mexican urban legend, while others think it's a marketing ploy for a horror movie. The game can bring real dangers, right? Yeah, for those involved. Fear, anxiety, hallucinations, obsession, or even
Possession by evil spirits.
some religious figures and exorcists warn that the game is a form of demonic invocation and can open doors to evil. There are reports of young people displaying strange behaviors, crying spells, and even fainting after the game. Look, in Manaus, a school was surrounded by police after a student fell ill and had to be rescued by the emergency medical service.
And the children were desperate because they said they saw the devils.
In Sao Paulo, a 13-year-old girl died after participating in the game with friends.
If there's anyone here, make yourself
According
known.
to the victim's mother, she began to have seizures and bleeding from the nose and mouth. The cause of death was identified as a stroke. Cardiorespiratory. This is a game that should not be taken lightly, you know. Another prank that is considered evil,
It's the blue babies.
or Big Blue in the original English. I don't know how this can be called a game. I don't know. Since your goal is to channel the spirit of a baby murdered by its own mother. Oh, hold on. Legend has it the mother suffered from post-departure depression and threw the baby in the toilet. There are different versions of the game. One of them says you need to go to the bathroom and stand in front of the mirror. Then it must be repeated 13 times. To be continued, chopsticks.
Fat baby blue.
Blue baby, while crossing your arms as if cradling a baby. If the trick works, the person will feel the weight of a baby in their arms and hear its cry. Then one must throw and drink in the toilet and give. Discharge. Otherwise, the mother of the spirit will appear in the mirror and will scratch the person's face with a knife. There have been reports of terrible consequences, as happened in 2017 in Sao Paulo. A teenager of 15. She died after taking part in the game with her friends at a slumber party. According to witnesses, she started screaming, bleeding from the nose after saying the words in the mirror. The cause of death was pointed out as a cerebral aneurysm. In the United States, an 18-year-old was hospitalized in critical condition after trying to play the game alone.
Perfect.
She was found unconscious in the bathroom, with cuts on the arms and legs.
Farewell, son of a bitch.
The police suspect she may have used a knife to self-harm, mimicking the legend of the drinking. The young woman was diagnosed with schizophrenia and depression. Do you know them? Any other wicked game you wouldn't dare to join? Tell us about it. And be very careful, right? No fooling around with those things. See you next time. A big hug for you all.